Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot, and today I am coming at you. Let me fix my webcam thing real quick. Hold on. Oh, that's way better. There we go. All right, today I'm coming at you with the Ask Thunder. I've been talking about doing this forever, and then I decided to bump it off Ask FM. I don't do Ask. I might go back to Ask FM Sunday, but I decided to bump it off Ask FM. I don't do Ask FM anymore because there was just too many questions. There was no filter. There was no limit. Anybody could ask an insane number of questions. I would get 300-400 questions. My rule was I would answer almost all of them unless they were like mega repeats or just really stupid questions. But now with Twitter, I can filter it. Bottom line, to everyone who has sent me questions using the hashtag AskThunder, I'm doing the Ask Thunder on Twitter now. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. The link to that is in the description down below. And then, of course, hashtag AskThunder if you want to pop up on a video in the future. But for now, let's do the first ever Twitter Ask Thunder video. So first question comes from Brian at Toast1542. Says, I hope this isn't too early. And just to start it off, I guess, hashtag Ask Thunder. What made you want to start a YouTube channel? So just watching other YouTubers, and I thought it was really cool and the way the internet worked. And I've always been into filmmaking, right? And I'm not exactly doing a filmmaking thing necessarily with YouTube now. Just because I put up gameplay, I give you guys the news, or I do a playthrough or things like that. That doesn't feel like filmmaking to me, not like what I used to do, but I've always been in filmmaking, so it's always something that intrigued me. And then I find out about YouTube, and I don't even know, 2000, it's not 6, there's no way it was 6. It had to be like 2008, 2009, something like that. And I found an SXE Phil video, and like I knew YouTube existed, and there were all the funny little crazy basketball shots and whatever, just random little videos of like animals and crap like that. All the old school, super popular ones. But when I found a Philip DeFranco video, an SXE Phil video, that was the first time I saw a video, and I was like, oh crap. And I remember I made an account that day, and I subscribed to his channel, and then I checked back daily, and then he had a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, so I'd be sure to check every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And for a while, it was just him, and then slowly, somehow, I found my way into the gaming world, mainly Call of Duty. And then that evolved into playthroughs and Let's Plays, and I watched that for years. And then finally, I had the capture card. I lived in my own place. I had the internet that could handle it. I just started making videos on my own. But it had been something that I'd wanted to do for a long time, for a real long time. Ever since, it didn't necessarily start with Philip DeFranco. My love for YouTube started, but I didn't want to do it with that. But when I saw people doing gaming videos and Call of Duty videos, that's when it started. You can blame guys like Excalizors and Hutch and Blame Truth and just a whole lot of the old school COD guys for that. And that's where it started. That's where it originated. Then it moved on to playthroughs, and now I greatly enjoy videos. People like Mr. Sark and Clement J643, 642, Clement J64, 642, and just stuff like that. But it evolved, and then that's pretty much what made me want to start. And then one day I did, and then here we are. So yeah. This next one comes from Sipterman, hashtag Ask Thunder. Will you add me on Skype? I will say Sipterman might be a little bit of an exception because he's been a mod for a while. He's been around for a long time. I've played a few different games with the guy before. I know him a little bit better than I do the average viewer, subscriber, what have you. But no. I have a few very, very close friends on Skype, and then other than that, my Skype is pretty much business. Business becomes a blurry line because I am friends with Rhymestyle, I am friends with Omega and Toasty and all them, and that's technically still a business thing. But no, bottom line, I don't add people on Skype. Do not add people on Skype unless, for now, we'll just say I don't add people on Skype ever. How's that sound? All right. I don't want to skip anything here. Half-eaten M&Ms, or at AJMC Watson, says, hashtag Ask Thunder, can you answer my question? Yeah. All right, so at Xander at Xander is boss, said, what's your favorite Dragon Ball game of all time? It's still, as much as I grew to, not want to play it, I'd still have to say Xenoverse currently, just straight up. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is obviously a huge deal, but I'm hoping it'll be the next one, too. I'm hoping it'll be the next one, to be honest. But I don't know. Raging Blast 2 is also really high up there for me, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I had so much fun. I could go back and do Raging Blast 2 fights forever, doing repeat fights and stuff like that. But that ship has come and gone. But yeah, that's actually a pretty decent question. Thank you, Xander, for that one. All right. Tayshawn Boyer, or at Boyer Tayshawn, says, any word on the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 HD remake? We don't have a real word other than we know. I might not be able to say that on a video. Am not confirming anything. However, consider it highly plausible that when we made the video about the Budokai Tenkaichi HD3 HD remake, they received the message, and maybe they'll act on it in the near future, possibly. I can't confirm anything officially, but that's all I can say for now. Can I talk to Champ? Is Champ there? That's from the John Cena prank video. Thank you. I'm just gonna oh wow, this dude's name. I'm just gonna do the at GUIPOPTS. Thank you for that. Can I talk to Champ? Yeah, that's from the John Cena prank video. All right, and then Andrew here. I might should just throw pictures of this stuff up. I just throw pictures of these tweets up, or like as I scroll through them or something. Andrew says, have you considered remaking the videos from scratch, or at least the popular ones? All the ones that got taken down, I'm not going to consider anything until I know for sure that they're gone for good. And I'll talk more about that later because I think somebody else had a similar question. All right, Kenneth Wheeler, at KWheeler323, says, do you think if Vegeta and Goku both turned Super Saiyan God in Battle of Gods, could they have defeated Beerus? And my answer to that is no. Beerus was fighting on an 8 and easily beating Goku. If Vegeta jumped in the fight, Beerus could probably fight on a 9 and easily beat Goku and Vegeta. So yeah, or was Beerus on 7? Beerus might have been on 7. I don't remember. Yeah, Beerus might have... Either way, I feel like, no. Even if Vegeta goes Super Saiyan God, Beerus still has that fight. If they fused as Super Saiyan Gods, that was always a big deal. That could probably be a thing. They probably could have had a really good shot. I don't know if they would have won or not, though. Yeah. Especially when their God power left. Like, I don't know, would Vegeta retain it like Goku? I don't know. There's a few questions there. Ken the Legend says, do you guys still do the Zcast? No, we stopped doing the Zcast. We had a weekend. It was around Christmas. We took a break for Christmas. Then when we came back, there was a week I couldn't record. Then the week after that, we did record, but somebody, Omega, his files got chewed up and spit out. And then after that, we just didn't do another one. But yeah, so after not doing it for so long, we just didn't do it again. So no, I'm not saying the Zcast can't ever happen again. And if you pop into one of our live streams, whether it be mine, Rhymes, happens on Kagi sometimes, Toasties, whoever, you pop into somebody's live stream, Afro's got a good thing going. Pop into somebody's live stream every now and again, and there's a possibility that we'll all just be on Skype together, because that happens sometimes, especially during squad games like Dying Light or Smash Bros. Sometimes we're just all on Skype together, and it's pretty much like a Zcast. I have one of my past broadcast streams. It's almost exactly an old school Zcast, because it had Rhyme and Omega and Toasty, and everybody was there. And yeah, it was pretty much like a 4-hour Zcast that we did. So keep an eye out for live streams where occasionally that stuff happens, but there's no word of a Zcast coming back as of right now. Lloyd, or at EchoDBX, says, what's your opinion on Dragon Ball Absalon? Hashtag Ask Thunder. All right, well, shout-outs to Lloyd or Echo. Shout-outs to Echo because he's been a sub-follower for a long time now. I don't have an opinion on Dragon Ball Absalon because I haven't seen it. I have toyed around with the idea of getting into the DBZ fanfic. I don't need to now with Super here, really. But it's always kind of been something that's floated around in my head a little bit. Like, I think Multiverse is what I would start with, and then I would go from there. But, yeah. Dragon Ball fanfic has never been something where I'd be like, oh, that's fucking amazing. But, I don't know, at the same time, might be a good read. Might be a good read one of these days. I don't know. All right. Somebody says, well, we'll just do at I am Kuriyuki. Says, where the hood at? Good question. Godzilla is still looking. At Omega Noodles, there's someone who goes by Omega Pro. At Thundershot75, as a black man, how do you find the current state of corporate America? Do you feel discriminated against? Hashtag Ask Thunder. Well, it's hard to feel discriminated against when we have a black president repping everybody, you know? And I think he's doing what he's can in there. No, real talk, let's just put this down right now, okay? Because I'm pretty sure this is a joke that only myself and maybe Omega find funny anymore. So, about a year ago, little under a year ago, Madden 25 came out. I didn't do a lot of face camera vlog videos. I only had like 1 or 2 on my channel. They were old, but this is around the time that my channel really started to grow from Dragon Ball Z popularity. So my channel was going from like 3,000 subs to 6,000 to 20,000 subscribers over the course of this time. I was also playing Madden. A lot of new people had shown up. They hadn't seen my face yet. I made my Madden my player black. There's nothing wrong with that. I made my Madden my player, my character guy, a black guy. Gave him dreads, halfback, beast of a character, just going and just tearing it up, right? People ask, "Hey, are you black? You made your my character black." I said I made my Madden character to reflect who I am as a person, not necessarily on the outside, right? I'm half joking. So then time goes on. NBA comes out in October. NBA 2K15 comes out in October. I make my player there black also. And people continue to see that. And they're like, "Hey, Thunder, why'd you make your character you black?" And I'm like I said, I made him, he looks like the Madden guy. I made him to reflect who I am as a person. And a lot of people really thought I was black. And we ran with it. And it was funny. And I laughed. And it was more funny to me than anybody, I'm pretty sure. And then I come out in a video one day and I'm a white guy and I didn't even do it. I came out with a video one day where like people clearly see me. I am Caucasian. People ask if I'm Asian all the time, probably because of the eyes, I guess. But no, I'm not Asian. Full white guy. Not necessarily, but you have to dig pretty far back. Full white guy. We'll just leave it at that. But people were like, "Oh, wow, who got a white guy to come in and mimic Thundershot's voice and do a video for us? Because there's no way that's him because we know Thundershot's black." And it was funny and I ran with it. And I'm pretty sure at this point, like me and Omega, the only people who still find it funny. So let's put that to rest now. If you still want to humor the joke, you come out to a live stream, you show up and chat, or in a YouTube comments. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to think it's funny. But I'm a white dude, so don't let anybody tell you different. But if they do, laugh, because it's a joke. I don't know. It's always been comical to me. So yeah, thank you, Omega, for finally giving me an opportunity to clear that up. Mark Doris, or Mark Dorcas, I think is what his name should say, says, "How many grapes can you fit in your mouth?" I don't know. I don't plan on finding out. If I had a guess, I would say it would, can I crush the grapes with my tongue or like with the rest of my mouth? Because I could fit way more in there if I could do that. I don't know. If I can't crush the grapes, depending on the size, like that clearly matters, I could do like 15. And then if I can, infinity. I will never stop putting grapes in my mouth. You can quote me on that. All right. Dino at Rhymestyle says Djibouti or Djiboutis? Djibouti. Next question. At Rayma, or we'll just Ray Hernandez. Hashtag Ask Thunder. What Dragon Ball Z transformation is your favorite? Especially with the recent transformations. That's really good. Here's the thing. My favorite character in DBZ, Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. My least favorite transformation in all of DBZ, Super Saiyan 2. Because outside of Gohan, it doesn't do anything different. Goku's Super Saiyan 1 hair naturally stood up, so it doesn't really do anything to change Goku. As far as appearance goes, obviously. Vegeta's hair naturally stands up, so Super Saiyan 2 doesn't do anything to change Vegeta. So for me, it kind of comes down to, like, I was never... Like, it was cool. Like, Super Vegeta, that was a cool transformation, but it wasn't, like, top tier. Ultra Trunks was alright, but it made him worse. So it comes down... It's really rough. I think OG Super Saiyan 1's got to be... my robot penis is getting in the way, I'm sorry. I think OG Super Saiyan 1 has got to be my favorite transformation. My favorite actual moment of transformation could very possibly be Goku going Super Saiyan 3. That was, I don't know. It's hard to compete with the first one. It's really hard to compete with the first one, but it's tough between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 3, I'll say that much. Thank you, Ray Hernandez, for that. All right, at DBZ Kid 722 says, how do you feel about all the events that happen on your channel? Well, I kind of said that in the video where I talked about all the events that happen on my channel. I'm assuming you're talking about the recent stuff where all my videos got taken down. I felt a lot worse about it when it happened. A week went by. I kind of got over it. I've seen the hit that my channel's taken view and subscriber-wise now that those videos have been gone for a little while, and it hurts and it sucks because I am taking a decent hit for all those videos being gone. But I have a little bit more hope now than I did before because I've gotten evidence and things from other YouTubers and some people who have even been in my situation before where if they talk to their networks were able to get the videos back from YouTube. And they did worse stuff than I did, like stuff that actually broke the fucking rules and not just bot smashed. So I do have a decent hope that I'll be able to get my videos back. The question is, I might not, but the question really becomes like, how long does it take YouTube to figure their shit out and give me my videos back? But if they come back, even if it takes them a fucking month, if they come back, I'll feel a lot better about the whole situation. But I kind of made a video talking about that already. So go find the video with the thumbnail that says Rip Thundershot if you want to find out more about that. At VTR Comics, he has done a lot of cool shit for me. He likes to draw. stuff from like Dragon Block universe, and he did Skyblock, and he draws a bunch of stuff from like the last Dragon Block C and stuff like that, of just me and Rhymestyle like dicking off and shooting key blasts and getting killed by Broly and stuff like that. It's really funny. He's a good artist though, and he sketches a lot of stuff. But he says, what are your favorite videos that you've made? That's actually really good. My Sonic Adventure 2 battle playthrough was one of my favorites. I'm still really happy with Chao Garden. Yamcha versus Broly was a top one, just because, like, my commentary on that, my commentary was okay. I did about the same commentary for every video, but the fact that the way the fight happened, and you can't even find that video anymore because that was one of the ones that got taken down. But that's a really good question. I like a lot of my stuff, and I'm not like, oh, I'm better than everybody else. Like, I'm not like trying to do that. I mean, like, I go back to watch my videos to make sure they're good before I upload them most of the time. And then even after they're up, I go back and watch them to know that I'm seeing what other people are seeing. And when I don't get bored, or when I still feel interested, even though this is my second or third time watching it and I lived it the first time around when I made it, and I don't get bored, I feel like, you know what, that's okay. And I've had a couple videos that maybe I'm not super proud of, but for the most part, I like just about everything I put out. Favorite series on the channel right now is Emerald. Number one, because I'm not the one editing it, thank God, because that's a huge headache to edit. But number two, it's just, it's funny. It takes all the, if you see Pokemon Emerald playthrough highlights, it just, Flamewheel 2001 has, really cool guy, has gone through and edited all the funny parts from Pokemon Emerald from my live streams and just put them all in one go, so that way you can just see every funny moment or every like eventful moment that happens. And then it's number one, like, it's no work on mine, because he's a really cool guy for editing all these things. So be sure to check out his channel, Flamewheel 2001, if you want to find that, because he's the one putting in all the work for that. But then number two, it's cool to see every funny moment mashed up. A lot of people who are watching that are commenting and that they're loving it, and I like that. But no, good question. Thank you, VTR Comics. Aim Infinity, who to this day, besides his friend, is the only subscriber I've ever actually met in real life. Not this Comic-Con, but Comic-Con from 5 months ago in March. I met Aim Infinity. Says, what's the best thing you've seen so far in your life? The best thing I've ever seen in my life? I mean, that one's kind of rough. Damn. I don't know. A good question. I'm gonna leave it at that. I can't go. The best thing I've ever seen in my life, like, who expects to get hit with that? I've never seen, like, childbirth or anything like that. I can't even think of something like... Hold on. I might cut and get a minute to think about this. I got nothing. If I think of it later, I'll put it on the next Ask video, okay? Keep that in mind, Aim. But if I think of it later, because I'm sure there's something out there that I would be like, yeah, that's it. But off the top of my head, I can't deal with the pressure. All right. Mitch Mountain says, have you ever lifted weights? I've actually gone through a lot of, like, overall weight, like, not lifting, and I'll get to that, but, like, weight fluctuations in my life. I have been, when I was going through grade school, I was fat. I got to high school, and I really slimmed down, like, super skinny. We're talking, like, between 120 and 135 pounds at all times. 140, I mean, 145 by the end of high school. Super, super slim for being 6 foot at the time, and still 6 foot, 6'1" somewhere in there. End of high school, going into college, I went to the gym a lot, lifted a lot. I'm coming off of running track at the end of my senior year in high school, so I was already a little bulky. And I was never, like, fucking swole, but I had gotten decently big. Left college, went to school here in Missouri, and I've since slacked off that. So what happened initially was I was going to the wrestling school. I kind of stayed bulky, and then I got bulkier, and then the wrestling school stopped, and then I got really skinny again, and now I'm putting on a little bit of weight. So now is actually the perfect time. I'm about to get back into it, since I'm not gonna say it's my metabolism, but since I've actually been able to put a little bit of weight on, because that was my main problem through high school and college, and then the wrestling school, is I could lift and work out and eat everything I needed to, and do all that stuff, but because my metabolism just keeps shedding it, I could get, like, cut, but I could never put muscle on. But now this is the first time in my life that since I was in grade school. since I've gone through puberty that I'm really putting weight on. So this is actually a good time for me to start working out again. I want to do that, and hopefully I'll actually be able to get some decent muscle built up. But yeah, I have before, and I hope to get back into it pretty soon. Dino Rhymestyle says, how do you keep your hair so flawless? Hashtag Ask Thunder, hashtag please reply. Don't put please reply. It's Rhymestyle, so he's kidding, but don't put please reply. I'm going to be less likely to get your message that way. How do you keep your hair so flawless? I shower and brush it. I wouldn't call it flawless, especially right now, but yeah, I showered and then I ran a brush through it. I don't like that. I don't like when it goes like flat like that. I don't know. But yeah. Born this way. Ghost Hyper says, hi, how are you? With a SpongeBob picture when he's all like round from that episode. Thank you, Ghost Hyper, for that. Sasuke's Gamertag says, how do you download the Dragon Block Universe Minecraft mod? Ask Rhymestyle. I get asked this question all the time. I should probably just look it up myself. But I woke up, rolled out of bed, came downstairs, went to the whatever, morning ritual, went to the bathroom, all that stuff, sat down on Skype, still not fully awake yet, opened up Skype, Rhymestyle messaged me, go to this website, download the file, put it in the right folders like last time. And I had Minecraft. I had the new Minecraft mod. That's how that works. They're like, hey, he just comes to me, he's like, he just throws a bunch of shit. And this happens like more regular than you would think. He just throws a bunch of shit at me, says, hey, we're doing this, are you ready? And I'm like, okay, and then we do it. So that's how so go just hashtag Ask Rhymestyle that one and at him, see what he says, because it's on Jin is the guy who made it. It's on Jin's website if you can find that. That's all I know. Like that's all I know that I can help you with. Easy Slids Matthew at Easy Slids Matthew says, do you agree with my hypothesis that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is weaker than Super Saiyan God? My evidence is that we see Goku in blue light before he went Super Saiyan God. I don't know. I still have yet to see Battle of Gods because the nearest theater to me was 45 minutes away, so I didn't get to go see it, or I didn't go see it. I wasn't going to drive for longer than I was actually watching the movie. It'll come out online soon enough. I'll see it eventually, whatever happens. From what I understand, it's highly possible Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is weaker than the actual Super Saiyan God because we don't know which one's stronger anyway. They never say specifically. They just say Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is Goku achieving or Vegeta achieving the form on his own rather than doing the everybody hold 5 hands thing, whatever. So it's hard to say. We don't know yet. It's highly possible. I could also see Super Saiyan God still being stronger than Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. It's all I don't know. Hard to explain stuff. But hopefully they'll clarify that in the future because I'm a little interested to know myself. At It's Wolfenstein, who I was actually at Comic-Con with this last weekend, says, pardon me, where might one find the hood at? Again, Godzilla is still looking. There are some pretty bad parts in Detroit that look like they could possibly be the hood we're looking for, but nobody's sure yet. All right, at Sklane Hussey 14, Sklane, I hope I'm saying that right. Hashtag Ask Thunder, is Dragon Ball Xenoverse your best game? Hashtag Ask Thunder, do you watch Rhymestyle? My best game? I am definitely better at other games than I am at Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Or at least I used to be and could be again easily. Probably a top Godzilla fighter ever. No, I don't know. Used to be really good at Call of Duty, but no, I would for sure. There are definitely people way better than me out there in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. No, it's not my best game, unless you mean like my favorite game that I own, in which case, still no, not right now because I play the crap out of that game. So he says, how much do you love Vanilla Coke? From Obo7NK. It's up there. I gave it its own Twitch emote. I drink one for pretty much every stream. At Reticle. At Official Reticle says, why are you not black? I kind of covered that one earlier. Mainly born a white guy. That's mostly the reason why I'm not black, but there are probably a few other reasons why I'm also not black. At Chubby Shooter. Hashtag Ask Thunder. How did you feel about the moment? I've perfectly described the moment. All my feelings on the moment can be found on my video titled The Moment. Covers it all. Check that out. At Fire Guy 112 says, which game do you like your first favorite one? Which game is my favorite? Okay, my favorite game of all time. I think I narrowed it down to a top 4 favorite games of all time. In no particular order. Banjo-Kazooie, Fallout New Vegas, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and Pokemon Crystal. If I had to pick one, I'm leaning towards Banjo-Kazooie. Because I freaking love that game. At Project Senpai says, did you ever want to give up on YouTube and try something else, or were you set on making this work no matter what? I can't say I was set on making it work no matter what. I did it, and I liked doing it, and it evolved into this thing. But I did YouTube for a while without really getting a lot of views or comments or likes or whatever, you know what I mean? I've been doing this for rolling up on 3 years. Over 2.5, not necessarily rolling up on 3 yet, but over 2.5 years now. And when I started it, I just saw other people making YouTube videos, and it was my first time to make videos myself. And I never looked at it like you always think of it in the back of your mind, like it would be cool to get as big as those guys, the people that you're watching, the huge people with, I mean, you know, people I was looking at the time, 100, 200,000 subscribers, even people with 20, 30,000 subscribers at the time were fucking mind-blowingly a big deal to me. And I always think like, yeah, it would be as cool to get as big as them, but I just want to do what they do. And even at the time, like I had a job and I went to school, and then my spare time was YouTube. Like that was it. I just moved to a new place. I didn't really have friends yet. They occasionally went out and I went with them, but for the most part, I mean, they all had jobs and families and things like that. And they were going to school also. So all my spare time was YouTube. And like whether I was getting, like, I love the comments. That's when you thrive on like the 1 or 2 comments that you get per video. But there was never a time when I didn't want to. And I mean, I kept growing, and I'm sure that helped. And maybe if I'd been doing it for 2.5 years to this day, and I still hadn't had any success with as consistently as I've been doing it, which is practically daily for 2.5 years. I occasionally take a week off. I occasionally miss a day or two. So we can call it, I mean, but then there are several days when I upload 2, even 3 videos a day. The closest I've ever come to giving up on YouTube, I still didn't want to give up on YouTube after I found out how to stop all my videos from being taken down, but the idea has been toyed around in my mind a little bit to make Twitch a priority number 1, and then make YouTube priority number 2. Bump YouTube down and make Twitch my main thing. The thing is, it's really hard. It's really hard to choose between the two of them, but for right now, where I've altered it to where my income is, YouTube and Twitch are my jobs, I will just say, for now, I like them both almost dead down the middle equally. YouTube pays more, so it's going to stay the number 1 focus. If there was ever a day that Twitch began paying more, or if there was ever a day that I was able to make enough from YouTube and Twitch that I didn't have to worry about which one paid more, Twitch might get a little bit more love. And that's not to say anything would slow down or stop on YouTube necessarily. That might just mean that 1 video per day would be what I would do. I wouldn't need to be the very first guy to break news on Dragon Ball News. I could finish my live stream first. I could finish my live stream, go to bed that night, wake up, then cut the video the next day. You know what I mean? I don't just a few things like that. But no, I've never has it crossed me to quit YouTube because I love this and I've always loved this. Being able to watch yourself go. I think that's one way you can tell by the people who are really into it and the people who aren't. If you ever run into a channel that took breaks a lot before they started getting YouTube famous and before they like cracked it. If you ever ran into one of those channels that like they would leave for like a month or 2 at a time, or several months or multiple weeks, they would do like a video a month, and not like a video like Psycho does Glitch Fest where he puts a bunch of work into it. So it takes him a month to make the video. I mean a video where just like, hey guys, I've been gone for a month again, but I'm back now. I don't know. If you find people who do it damn near every day, and you can tell that they love it. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's it for the Ask Thunder. If I missed a question or two, it was by accident. I'm just scrolling up a Twitter page. I thought I got to all of them, but there was one question that looked decent that I may have missed. So, but yeah, that's going to wrap it up. If I did happen to miss your question today, hit me again with Ask Thunder, hashtag Ask Thunder on Twitter. And be sure to follow me on Twitter, obviously. And then I'll tweet out again. I tweet out, like for this one, I tweeted out right before I filmed the video. So you hit me with your Ask Thunder randomly. I'll probably get to that one. I tweet out right before I cut the video. Hit me now, Ask Thunder, and then everybody gets their last-minute questions in. And then here we are. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you to everyone who asked a question today. Hit me up with hashtag Ask Thunder, Twitter down below for more of that stuff. But I am Thundershot, and I'm out. Peace, guys. Oh, leave a like for the series thing that's kind of coming back / starting, and comment, because, the comments on my channel are insane right now. Chow Garden gets more comments than Dragon Block Universe does, which is insane. But yeah. All right, peace, guys.